All right, hey y'all, and welcome back to another quick rant with G. Today on my rant, I wanted to talk about how there may come times where I have to, or not even that I have to, but I feel it in my spirit as I feel like my calling is changing to some degree from which I originally started social media with, which I'm sure we all see it from time to time with different creators, how they'll start with one thing and then they'll pivot to something else. I feel in my spirit I may be pivoting. So, with that being said, there may be moments where I step outside of my original type content and I pivot more into more serious, more adult conversations, such as like what's going on in today's climate and stuff like that. And I think I'm giving a more revolutionary approach to it in regards to what, you know, what our goals should be for the future and what I think, even though, everything is not built on or based on what I feel, what an individual feels, but this is just my thought process based on me sitting back and being quiet for so many years and just not really, giving an opinion and saying anything, just kind of being quiet like a lot of people that I know do. Most of us logical thinkers kind of just keep quiet, like, oh, I don't like that, but we don't talk about politics, we don't do that type of stuff. But I think that we should. I think we should talk about politics, especially with the things that are going on right now. I think because it all affects us. We all have to live here at the end of the day. And a lot of these things that are going on, while they're not directly affecting me, they're honestly just not okay. They're just really not okay. And any decent human being who has a logical way of thinking would agree. A lot of this stuff is just really not okay. And while, politics has not been the most positive, positive way of seeking change, I feel that somewhat my spirit is calling me to that. With that being said, I feel like our politics, everything that's going on right now with our Congress and everything should be scrapped. The whole program, scrap it all. What it don't matter what party you for or anything, I think it all should be scrapped and we should just start from the beginning. I feel like those people that are in those positions don't represent us anymore. Once they put on those suits, they don't represent us anymore. They're not speaking for our best interests. They're not worried about the people. I think we need to see more people that look like us, who have the tattoos, who don't, who ride the motorbikes, that dog mom down the street who don't play about, Fluffy, that mom over here, or the grandma down the block, you know what I'm saying? I want more of that. I think that's what our Congress and our people needs. This charade that's going on and has been going on for several years now, I think it's just sad and disgraceful, to say the least. Um, I don't come from a family of like superstars and, highly educated and, well versed. I don't know the first thing really about Congress, but I know one thing. I know they're not doing their job. And I know that a lot of this is centered around money and greed. And I just think that we need to scrap the whole program and just start over again. Because I just don't think that this is it. I don't think the violence is necessary. I don't think the, stripping away programs and things like that. I think the system is broken. The system has been broken for a very long time. And we just continue to keep adding amendments and band-aids and all this other stuff, then taking the band-aid back off and putting an even bigger band-aid. You need to scrap the whole program and just start over again. That's honestly really where I'm at with it. I know in future rants, I'll get into different topics and like really hone in on those specific topics that I have. Um, but I think this is really where my calling is going to. And I'm not ashamed about anything that I put out in the past or anything that I said in the past. I feel like as a human being, you should be able to be, versatile. You should be able to be human. And I think that's where we messed up, is we took the humanality out of these people that are in Congress and gave them a power of superiority And I think they've lost touch with the people that they're supposed to be representing and that they're in that office for. Um, with that being said, yeah, we will be taking short, mental breaks to get out what we need to get out on a more educated, logical level. There's still a lot more things that I need to learn. There's a lot of things that, would have to change. But I think just from a logical standpoint, I would like to voice my opinions when I feel it in my spirit. And I want to share that with y'all. And I wanted to just step outside of my normal content. And I wanted to say that I don't feel like me sitting on the sideline and being quiet is really what resonates with my spirit. And my spirit is telling me to be more vocal, to find out more, to educate myself more, to be a part of the change because I'm not happy with how things are going. I have children that are in this world, and I want my children to be able to experience the best parts of life. I think once you've come from a healed place, and mind you, I don't know when you are fully ever healed, because it's always something that's going on. So I think when you come from a truly healed place in that moment, I think you have a better perspective on life. You see things as not so serious. Everything doesn't require, a standoff. Everything doesn't require outrage and, canceling, and maybe things are really just misunderstandings and things like that. So I think we need to get back to simpler things and people need to relax. And I know that can really trigger some people when you tell them to relax, but I really think it's just like that simple. I think we really need to relax. We really need to look at the bigger things in life, which is really truly life, and just waking up every day to even get the opportunity to have life. I think a lot of us take that for granted and forget that life is precious and that every day isn't promised, and we go in with these negative mindsets, and it's just terrible. And I think we need to stand up and we need to say something. So I'll go first. So that's my rant for today. Hopefully it wasn't too long-winded and I was able to keep you with me and you understand that sometimes pivoting is needed and it's necessary, and pivoting is never a bad thing. I think pivoting, being able to pivot from one thing to another thing, I think it's a good thing. I think it shows growth. Um, yeah. So until next time, this is.